So I've been in a level 2 evacuation area for almost a week now. There's a wildfire near my home, and the level 3 evacuation area, which says go now, is a couple miles away. At level 2, you just have to have your car packed. So I've been removing flammable debris from around my outbuildings and putting some sprinklers on my roof. Check it out. Okay, well, that one's going real good. This one not working as good. I think it might be a little bit clogged, but whatever. See the water coming down. It's working. Okay, I took one of my famous pieces of painted cardboard, and right here is the angle of the roof on the inside of the house. Can't get to the peak, but so I think if I match that, then that will be pretty close to the outside. And so I got myself a scrap of T111 and some strips of plywood here. A very rough sketch of kind of what I'm thinking of. Can have a piece of plywood that's the right shape for the roof. Have some legs to make it longer so I don't have to waste a whole bunch of good plywood. And then up here, I'm going to put some 2x4s. And then I can put some sort of top on top of it. I got to see what size the sprinklers are. Okay, well, I took my template and I drew it out on some plywood and tried to do it in a way that will kind of conserve wood. You can see number 1 here is going to have a little bit of a missing corner. I don't think it matters. Okay, I wanted to try this thing out before I go make a bunch of them. Got some legs on there now. Looks like that's pretty good. I don't think that's going to go anywhere when I'm done. There's a sprinkler that doesn't work right there. Some more sprinklers. And some more sprinklers. In fact, while I'm up here, I'm going to take that one down. It doesn't work at all. So I want to have like these little platforms. And then I want to have a sprinkler that works on them. And so here there's a flat, you probably can't tell, but there's a flatter spot down there. And I'd like to be able to put them on and take them off from the flatter spot of the roof. That would be sweet. Because to climb up here makes me get out of breath. Okay, here's my roof sprinkler mount. I just threw a couple strips of plumber's tape on here with screws. So basically you just use it to grab the hose. You can use it to grab the sprinkler, whatever you want to do. Right now I got it going. The screws are going into the thick wood on the bottom, but you can screw it to any part of the plywood. It'll be strong enough for that. And then, I don't know if I can do this with one hand, but I can't. It's hard for me to get up to where these are going. But I noticed that I can take a shovel and pick this sucker up. So to get it up there, I'm going to use a shovel so I don't have to climb and break my neck. And I'm thinking maybe, hopefully, when I want to take them down, I can reach this part and pull the sucker off. And hopefully that'll make things easy. All right, I'm going to use this plumber's tape to put it on here. I don't want to do it too tight because I want to be able to turn this thing. In fact, I guess I want that thing off the edge. Okay. Because this is plywood, I can basically put plumber's tape stuff wherever I want. So that's good. It'd be better if this thing was a little more centered, but I think just get what you get. The fire's been going for, I don't know, 5 days now. It's like close, but it never really moves. We have an inversion. The smoke, it's been like 50 degrees. I've had to wear long sleeves. So anyways, what I got up there is would work, but I want something that, like, if this fire goes away in a fire and comes back in 2 weeks or something, I want something I can just put up there and it'll be awesome and quick to put up. want to get every bit of that moss wet. Let's check out some moss. Okay, here's the moss. And right now I'm just testing it to see that it works. You know, that moss is halfway soaked, not 100% soaked. Let's see, how can we do this? You just squish that, just water comes out. That is good, and it's coming off the roof hard. I like that. That's like a heavy, heavy rain just on the house. Sweet. All right, here's the moss I'm dealing with. Let's see. Yeah, how thick is it? I don't know, 1.5 inches maybe? The thick stuff comes right off. Now here's all the thin stuff. Actually, here's a thick chunk. Let's see. Yeah, so you get these thick chunks. You need to figure out a better solution, but it turns out when you water it, it's like 2 days later, they're completely soaked as well. They're like a sponge, so that's good. And this roof was completely covered in the thick stuff, and all the stuff that remains is the thin kind, because it's the kind that doesn't want to come off. Here's the roof I'm dealing with, so you can see it's more than a... Well, it's not a flat roof. I don't know what that angle is, but it's funny. You're up there, it seems steep. When you're down, it doesn't seem so bad. It's kind of cool, but when you have a tripod, if you just make one of the legs shorter than the others, you can put it on a roof and it's like it's level. And here's basically the best sprinklers I have. They can go on an angle. They're obviously not that good of a sprinkler, although they work. So that's why I want to make something that gives me a flat spot. Otherwise, I'm just stuck using these things. Got some painter's tape holding the hose to a railing here, because when it fills up with water, it gets heavy and wants to fall off the roof. There you go, all the way up. And here's another sucker. Alright, here's the normal part of the ground. You can see it has leaves. It's not covering every inch of it, the ground, but anyways, I went and blew around, trying to blow around all the structures on the property. Stuff's kind of a mess because no one cares about that when you're under a possible evacuation order. But if there's a high wind, then we'll get some embers, and if you have a little fire, you want it to be not right next to a building. Here's my neighbor's bear trap, made out of a culvert. Can be dragged around like a trailer. The door's open, so I guess it didn't catch a bear yet.